You're watching Ticket TV. Like, share, and subscribe on your way in.
All right, you guys. Salute everybody for tapping on in. Like, share, and subscribe as y'all come on in the building. And definitely gonna get into this video right here tonight. I want to talk about this situation with Nolan Wells. Had a few people hit me up, and I wanted to do a video to respond to this. And that was about, uh, I had a few people hit me up saying, "Well, hey man, you guys are just counting out the possibility that this guy just drowned." And I had to look at all aspects because me personally, I'm going to say this and I'm going to say it again. I don't believe that it was just a situation where Nolan drowned and nobody saw anything or knew anything, because that would have to tell me that he was out there with nobody by himself, which I don't believe. And so I think that if he did indeed drown, I believe that there was other circumstances surrounding that. Now, who or what that entails, I don't know. And I'm not going to come on the internet and act like I do know, but I am going to look at some of the things that I missed before and some of the things that I've been looking at and studying since I've gotten these recent comments, because it made me dig deeper. And I've always kept an open mind because I don't want to just look down on one person or two, three people. I think everybody that was out there that day when Nolan was out there should be looked at. And I'm looking at everybody. I'm looking at everything. Now, we're supposing from this photo that that's Nolan right there, right? Bending over right there on the boat. That's a different boat. So from that right there, that's a way bigger boat. That's a different boat. If that's Nolan bending over right there on that boat, which it looks like it is from the same shorts he had on the other one, that's an infamous TMZ screenshot photo video. It shows you that Nolan knew other people out there. I'm not going to talk and I'm not going to argue with people on the stream about this, that, and the third. I'm only going to speak factual information about what I see. And the things I don't see, I can't speculate about. I can only give my opinion based off of the research that I've done to say, okay, this is okay. Let me check this, because I looked up a couple things and I want to show this to you guys. So let's say that's Nolan right there on the boat. First of all, that's a whole different boat. So what does that tell us? That tells us that he knew other people out there, because he's not on the same boat. The other boat that he was on with those boys was a way smaller boat. Let me repeat myself again. The other boat that he was on in the picture what he had on the boys and the one they towed back, that was a smaller boat. That was a very small boat. This boat right here is somebody else's boat, and it's much bigger. Now, you see two people sitting underneath that little part right there on the boat. It's like a, fat guy, and he's talking to, I think it's a girl that's sitting down there facing him. So they're having a conversation. Then there's two other people on the front side of the boat standing up that we can see from this side. I can't tell if it's two women. I think it might be two women. I can't tell if it's a man and a woman. But it's two people that's standing on the other side. So for Nolan to be up on this boat, if that's Nolan, I would have to suppose he knows these people. Now, he's bending over. It looks like he's either talking to somebody or he's looking for somebody. It looks like he's kind of talking to somebody that's in the water, right? Now, a few things, you guys, that I observed about this water, and that bothers me. And I'm going to tell y'all this because I observe everything. That water's dirty as hell, man. And that water's murky as hell. That's some of the filthiest, dirtiest water that you could have on an island. That water has like sludge in it. It's nasty water. So it's dirty, filthy, nasty water. What does that tell you? That tells you somebody gets underneath that water, they're going to have a hard time seeing. You're not going to be able to see underneath that water. If you try to swim underneath that water, you're not going to be able to see. You're not going to be able to see 1 foot in front of you. Right? Now, follow me now. Let's not go to no aspersions. I just want everybody to follow me, because when somebody said what they said to me, a couple of people said what they said to me, I had to go back and think, okay, well, let me look at this. And I'm going to tell y'all why I came to the conclusion that I came to. That if Nolan did drown, there has to be witnesses out there, and the cops may have known that there's witnesses out there, and they had to have something, I believe something either happened or didn't, because it should have came public. If that was an accident, somebody would have came, hey man, I seen it. It was an accident from the jump. Hooting, hollering, screaming, calling the cops. calling the people to come, hey, help. It was none of that from what we know right now. So that's the reason why I am of the belief that if this is indeed what happened later on that day, I believe that we got something to really look at. Now, look at this picture again. This picture tells you guys a lot. First of all, it tells you how deep that water is right there. Now, here's something else I'm going to tell you. It doesn't matter if you're an avid swimmer. I'm about to debunk that tonight. And I'm going to show you why. He's talking to somebody in the water. Now, most of these people in the water right there, they got floats, rafts, or if they don't, they're not really sitting in water. Now, look at this guy right here in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Now, I can't tell if he has a beer or he has a camera in his hand. It looks like he's trying to open a beer. It's like he's trying to open a beer. Now, everybody was saying, well, why didn't everybody have their camera? Well, I noticed something. In this picture alone, I don't see anybody with a camera or a video. I don't see anybody on the boat with a video. They're all talking. They're chilling. And anybody in the water, I don't see with no phones. I don't see any phones in the water. None. I see girls and people with drinks in their hand, people just talking. I see that big blue raft right there. And I see people that are barely have their shoulders above water. Now, let me say this. That water is dirty as hell. That water is dirty as hell. That water is filthy. And I'm going to show you why. That water is nasty water. Now, I looked up where they found Nolan Wells' body. On the side of the island where they found Nolan Wells' body, it is known to have major drop-off points. And I'm going to show y'all what I'm talking about because that bothered me. That bothered me. And when I think about how that water looked, and then I saw this. Now, I want y'all to look. Everybody that's in that water their shoulders are not that much over water. So this is the reason why you see even the people that's on the other boat, you don't see them people with videos. They're just looking over. It's two guys looking over it. If this is Nolan bending over, the two guys on the next boat, it's two guys and two girls, it looks like, or three girls. They're looking over to see what he's doing. It looks like there's one guy that's right here closest to Nolan on that other boat. So the other guy's looking down, and then the two girls are just talking to each other on that boat. Now, I want y'all to look at this very closely because I'm finna show y'all something tonight. And smash the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, right? Because what I saw completely startled me. Now, I want to come to this right here. I want to go to this. Let's go to this. I want to go to this because I want to get an actual look. Boom. I want to get an actual look. Look how dirty that water is. That water is filthy. Let me say this again. Do you see this water? This water is filthy. Now, why is that important? I'm going to tell you why that's important. Look how far out people are in that water out there. So some people are going further out. Now, they're saying near the end where Nolan was found, there's a major drop-off point in that water. Now, once again, I want to look at this video again because look how nasty that water is right there. That water is filthy. And you know why I think that water is filthy like that? That's close to the island? Because of all the people that could litter, loiter, and all of that other stuff right there. So you have so much dirt and filth over there because who's really taking care of this island and cleaning this island? People just, where they putting all their beer cans and shit? Drinking and throwing that shit in the water. I would never want to get in that nasty ass water. Look at that water right there. That water is filthy, right? So once again, now, why am I saying this stuff that I'm saying, right? Well, I think I can show you guys better than I can tell you, but I want to show y'all something first, right? So the person said that's not Nolan. That's not the same boat. You're not listening. We're not talking about the same boat. We're saying boat hopping. You're not listening. That day, people are boat hopping. Are you not understanding what I'm saying to you? People are boat hopping that day. It ain't like, oh, well, you stay on your boat, we stay on our boat. You see all those people congregating in that water. These people are talking to each other. These people are congregating with each other. People are boat hopping, chilling, going from place to place. If you look at the other picture with Nolan Wells with the boys, Those look like the exact same shorts he got on in that picture. So when you come in the comments and say that, I'm not trying to be argumentative with you. I just want to speak on facts tonight from what I see. And what I saw from Nolan Wells, those look like the same shorts that he had on with those boys that day. Now, let's take a look once again at those shorts. See those shorts right there? Now let's take a look at these shorts. Right? I need y'all to follow me. Y'all smash the like button as y'all come in here, because this is about to get surgical. I need y'all to follow me on this, right? I need y'all to follow me, because when I show y'all tonight, bro, when I saw this, I'm going to tell you something, man. Something treacherous came to my mind. I'm finna tell y'all what it is. Now, I want y'all to look at this right here, right? And this is for people who don't really go in the water. I be on the water every day. So can't nobody tell me about that. I be on boats. I be on the water all the time. Now, as you guys see right there, y'all see Nolan's picture right there with the shorts on. So you see those shorts on. That's the infamous picture with the boys with the shorts. And you see this picture right here. That's a whole different boat. So people are boat hopping. They are congregating with other people. That's why I said I'm not just leaving it to one group of people. Now, let me tell y'all something. And there was a million boats out there. So imagine if he's meeting another girl. How is he meeting her? He's not meeting her standing on his own boat. You getting off that boat, you're moving. It looks like he's talking to a girl in the water right there off that boat. Right? Because there's girls in the water. Now, let's keep going, because this thing gets crazy, y'all. And I'm finna show y'all. Once again, I want to go back to this because this is very important that I show y'all this again. Very important. And I wish they would have divers to go on that part. Take a GoPro and go into the water right where Nolan Wells was found. Ben Crump, if you guys hear this, please get professional divers with GoPros to go in that water where they found Nolan Wells, over there on that tip where that big drop off is. And I'm going to tell y'all about that drop off tonight, where that big drop off is, because I want to see if there's anything you can see underwater with that GoPro in that drop off point. And I'm going to tell you why this is very important. And this is the reason why I think that a lot of people need to think again when they're talking. You see how nasty that water is? You can't even, that's not no clear blue water, right? That water is not taken care of. People are littering. Look how dirty that water is. That's some nasty shit right there. You see how dirty that murky that water is? You see stuff in the water, right? That's just a nasty, filthy place, and people just jumping in there. I bet you it smells like ass in there, right? Look how far out those people are back there. Look how far out some of these boats are out here in the background. You got people on these boats. Look how far out some of these boats are, right? Right? Now, to the person who said that's not how it looks, oh yeah, it is. That video's from Horn Island. And for you to say that's not how it looks, oh, it's dirtier than that. It's sludgy water. It's sludgy water. How do I know? Because there's other photos and videos on YouTube showing this water, sir. In fact, I'm going to show you how the water looks. How the hell are you going to tell somebody how the water looks, and I'm showing you an actual video of how the water looks? Know your role and shut your mouth, sucker. The water, how do I know this? Because I'm on the water every day. I know what clear blue water looks like, and that's nowhere near it. I've seen beaches like this that are dirty, filthy, nasty inside. This isn't maintained by anybody. This isn't kept by anybody. So people think the reason why that water's so dirty right there is so much pollutant right there. It's going to make that water right there dirty. So look how dirty that water is, right? That water is filthy. And I guarantee you, people will not be able to see underneath that water. Listen to what I said to you guys. You will not be. That's why I said, I hope Ben Crump's team see this. Go get a professional diver to put on a GoPro and go under the water where Nolan Wells was found and see how deep that water gets. That's what they need to do, and record and see if you can see anything. And I guarantee you, under that water, you won't be able to see anything. And I'm going to show you why in just a second, right? This is why you don't argue with clowns on the internet, because they're just into foolishness. They're not into researching and looking at, okay, let's see what actually factually happened. Or let's see the actual climates out there, what's going on out there. Let's see what this water really looked like, right? Look, you can't even see nothing in that water. Look at all those boats right there. All these boats lined up. That's all y'all see, right? And I'm just showing you pictures right here of the water. Why? Because this is very important. This is very important to where we're going to get at today, right? Very important. Look how nasty that water is, right? You can't see shit under water like that. Nothing. That type of water will F you up. Real talk. You try to swim in that type of water. How do I know? Like I said, I'm on the beach all the time. Damn near every day. So I see this all the time. This is nothing to me. I've seen clear waters and I know what it looks like to be in these murky waters, right? And those murky waters, you have to go out way further for the water to get clearer from the actual island itself, right? Because it's so dirty, it's not upkept, it's nasty. So if you get caught underneath that water, I'm finna tell y'all what I found out. Now, let's look at clearer waters, right? And why are you saying this, Ticket? Because I'm setting y'all up for something. The reason why Ben Crump and his team needs to immediately, if they haven't done it already, get a diver to go right on the end, a professional diver to go right on that end. And y'all pass this to Ben Crump. The reason why he needs to do that is because of what I'm going to show you right here. It's because of what I'm going to show you right here. And I'm going to show y'all something. Now, this is not Horn Island, but this is an example of what I'm going to show y'all of a drop-off underwater. Now, that water is way dirtier in Horn Island. And anybody who knows about drop-offs, you could be standing up in water and then it's an immediate 25, 30-foot drop-off. And it's not just me telling y'all this. This is factual information. So if you're in dirty waters and you get in a fight and you lose your footing and you were above water and then all of a sudden you lose your footing, imagine jumping in a 25-foot swimming pool. I want y'all to think about this. Imagine jumping in a dirty, murky 25-foot swimming pool, right? That's not still. That the water is moving. What does that do? It causes confusion. You can be the greatest swimmer in the world, but if you don't have specifics down, you could panic and end up dying in that water. And I'm going to tell you why tonight. Listen to what I just told y'all. And when I say panic and die in that water, I mean you could make a wrong move and panic. Because if you go down, and imagine being down in dirty water, and imagine not touching the bottom yet, but not knowing the way up. Listen to what I said to you. You could go left. You could be going right thinking you're going up, but it's hard for you to see the surface from underneath that water. So you don't know which way you're going. You could panic. You could make the wrong move. Now, why am I saying what I'm saying to you guys? I want y'all to look at this. You cannot have a closed mind on this. You have to have an open mind to every single scenario. Look in Hawaii, y'all. I want to show y'all something. Look how clear that water is in Hawaii. But I want to show y'all something about this clear water in Hawaii that y'all see right there on the right hand side of my screen, I want to show you something. You know something? And this is the reason why they have to send divers. Look at the drop off. If you're walking in dirty water like Horn Island, that's moving. This water's calm. That's moving constantly, right? Like that water was. We saw that water moving from the video. I'm going to show you the video again. Look how those drop offs are. They're saying where they found Nolan Wells is damn near 25 to 40 foot drop off. If you're just walking and you're not expecting, or if you're in an area, you're not expecting just an immediate drop off. It's one thing if you're in clear waters and you can kind of get a view of the sun to the surface. It's another thing if you're swimming in sludge and you can't see and you fall off that cliff. Look how it is right there. Right there. It's what you call ocean drop-offs. Now look, listen what I said to y'all. This is how scary this shit can get. So let's say there were a lot of fights out there, right? To the girl Stephanie, walk with me, baby. Don't get upset. You guys want it to be something so bad that you close your mind to everything else. And you can't close your mind to everything else. You have to have your mind completely open. Why do I say that? Because the facts of the case have not been presented by the state yet. So we don't know what they have and what they don't have. Everybody else is just speculating. But what they're doing is they're bogging it down to one particular thing. But the facts we do know is that Nolan Wells' body was found on that side of the water. Now, what are you talking about, Ticket? Well, let's get to what I'm talking about. Let's get to what I'm talking about. I want to show y'all something. Let me put this up on the screen for you guys. And I want to show y'all. Right here. Let's put this up. I want to put this on the screen for you guys. Now, y'all see that drop off right there? Those drop offs are scary as fuck, man. That's some scary shit, bro. And the drop offs are real. The drop offs, that shit is real, bro. And the water ain't going to be calm like that. Now, which is why I told y'all, Ben Crump needs to get professional divers with GoPros to go down under where they found Nolan Wells' body to see how far down that water goes. Because the one thing I found out is that after a while, the body floats. So even if it's 25, 30 feet deep, the body will float back up to the surface. Even if you drown, and you'll be face down. Now, what am I saying? Imagine if something happened and two people were fighting. Something happened in this water. Somebody lost their footing. Listen to what I said to y'all. And went down in that water. What if the person they were fighting panicked and said, "Oh shit, what the fuck?" and didn't see him again? We don't know. What if somehow he was disoriented and just walked right into those murky waters? We don't know. But I'm going to tell y'all something. See, you don't know until you're in those situations. Everybody says, "Oh, I can do that. I can do this. They can do this." It's never the same in those situations. Like you see it in the movie, it's never like it's in the movie. It's never the same. When you see somebody running from the bad guy and you say, "Oh man, I would never fall down like that." And you get in those real situations in real life and your blood is pumping and it's time for you to be in that same situation you saw in the movie. And what do your ass do? Fall down, panic. That's why it's in the movies like that. But while you're watching the movie, you'll be like, "Oh man, I'd never do that. I'll do this." Now think about this. This is what I had to look up, you guys. Right. And I want to put this on the screen for you guys. Here. So this made me look this up about Horn Island. Is there a major drop off? Let me blow that up more for y'all. Is there a major drop off in Horn Island in the depth of the waters? Right now, this is what was stated right here. Yes, notoriously dangerous Horn Island. Horn Island has notoriously dangerous sudden underwater drop-offs, particularly along its northwest tip and western side. That's where Nolan Wells was found. But look, wait, y'all. In these areas, the seafloor can plunge aggressively from widening depths of 2 to 3 feet down to over 20 feet deep in a span of a single step. Just like that. But if that water isn't clear, you can't really see the sun. If that water looks like that, and you get underwater, if you've ever been in dirty water before, and you try to see underneath, you can't see a fucking thing. You will panic. You will fucking panic. You see where that boat is right here in that picture that says Mac Daddy? It looks like old boy sitting on the end of it right there. We don't know who that is. They couldn't swim from there to where this camera shot is. Underwater with their eyes open, they would not be able to swim and see from there to there. You wouldn't even be able to see 1 foot in front of you. Imagine if you're in that water and there's a drop off and you didn't even know. Imagine if somebody got into it and you fell into the drop off. And you're not in clear water where you can see the sky. Because remember, when you jump in a deep, deep swimming pool, you can see the light. The light leads you up. Imagine unexpectedly falling in waters that you can't see. You don't know your whereabouts. You get confused. You start to panic. You start to go other ways than up. You may think you're going up. You're going to the side. And then time runs out. You're panicking. Now listen to the person who says, who doesn't? You're missing the point. My point is that it does. And my point is that Nolan Wells could have failed. He could have been forced, or he could have not been forced to fall. We don't know. But I'm going to tell you something. That's some scary shit when you in those dirty ass, murky, sludgy waters. And let me continue to read this. So it says, yes, Horn Island has notoriously dangerous sudden underwater drop-offs, particularly along its north tip and western side. In these areas, the seafloor can plunge aggressively from widening depths of 2 to 3 feet down to over 20 feet deep in the span of a single step. The depth and behavior of the water surrounding Horn Island, a 10-mile-long barrier island in Mississippi, vary significantly depending on which side of the island you're navigating. The side Nolan was on was the side that had the drop off, y'all. That's where they found his body. And I'm going to show y'all that right now. The sudden drop off and passes. The hazards. Local charter captains and the Mississippi Department of Public Safety warn that natural sand migration and heavy shipping channel dredging create extreme underwater cliffs. Swimmers wading out in hip-deep water can suddenly lose their footing entirely. The passes on the western edge near Dog's Key Pass and the eastern edge, Horn Island Pass, the water depths in the natural channels drop rapidly. The NOAA current prediction stations in Horn Island Pass measure average structural depths between 12 to 25 feet deep. The Mississippi Sound, the north side, the environment, the north side facing side of the island faces the mainland across the Mississippi Sound. The water depth, this shallow body of water features a gradually sloping sandy bottom. Boaters frequently anchor offshore in 12 to 16 feet of water. While closer to the beach, the water stays at wadding depths of 2 to 5 feet before hitting the tidal drop-off zones. But let's keep going. Number 3, the open Gulf, Mexico, south side. The environment, the south side of Horn Island faces the open ocean. Water depth, the Gulf side features heavier surf, larger sand dunes, and a floor that slopes downward into deep ocean water. Because it's exposed to the open ocean, this side is highly susceptible to powerful rip currents and strong undertows that can pull swimmers out into the deeper Gulf shelf. Visibility hazards compounding the danger of the drop-offs is the water clarity. While Horn Island is celebrated for having beautiful green tinted water compared to the mainland mudflats, it is still heavily impacted by outflows from the Mississippi and Pascagoula rivers. This river sediment can cloud the water, making these steep underwater drop-offs completely invisible from the surface. See, they don't want to hear this. Nobody wants to hear the real education. They just want to just say bullshit on the internet without no research, no evidence. Listen to what I just said to you guys. I want to say this to y'all again. And look at this right here, y'all. Look right here. Look right here, y'all. Look right here, y'all. Right? Now, as you guys see, the drop-off right here, that drop-off zone is right there on your screen. It's right there on your screen. So we have to say you cannot rule out the possibility that somebody accidentally may have stepped into this and drowned. Now, once again, my thing is, if it happened, why didn't nobody notice and see it? If it happened, wouldn't you see? This is the thing. This is why I think it was foul play that was involved. I can't prove who did it or who was around, and I won't speculate. But I will say this. I don't think Nolan Wells, with all those people out there, would have just wandered off all the way over there by himself. Wouldn't he have been beside somebody, talking with somebody, or in the water, talking, chilling? Right? Think now. Think now. Let's keep going. So I asked another question. Right? Is Horn Island where Nolan Wells was found? It says, yes, exactly where Nolan Wells was found. But then I asked another question, more specific. I said, no. I'm asking, is that location, and once again, to the people who's running their mouth, this gives you factual information with the actual sources. Yes, and you can look this up yourself. Nolan Wells was found exactly at that steep drop-off location. A National Park Service ranger discovered his body near the northwestern tip of Horn Island. This is all confirmable information, which is the precise geographic area known for its extreme drop-offs and dangerous underwater terrain. Local boat captains and searchers have emphasized two major geographical factors regarding the specific spot where he was found: the awful current and deep water. The local charter operators who frequently navigate the island note that on the western tip, the water gets very, very deep, very quickly. They warn that the currents change in a heartbeat, creating a hazard where even strong swimmers instantly lose their footing. Now, here's the thing. See, this is where this gets technical, and I'm telling y'all this right now. When you, and I'm going to say this to y'all once again, when you go out there Would you be willing to get in that water right where Nolan Wells was found and take your risk? See, when you come on the internet and you say anything, you have to be prepared to do everything. Did they send, and you don't have to be dropped there. Remember, you can't see in these waters. These waters are not like Hawaiian waters where they're crystal blue, clear. Those are murky waters. So if you're just walking right here, you might not even know. Boom, accident, you're gone. Nobody sees you, takes you under, boom. And then everybody thinks, oh, it had to be this, it had to be that. But the only reason why I think that it had to be something foul play along with it is because it was so many people out there that day that in them murky ass waters, I just can't see him roaming off by himself. Somebody would have had to seen something. And the fact that we don't know yet because we haven't seen the police report. If somebody's seen something or what the police have, the fact that everybody's on the internet speculating is insane. When we don't even know what Ben Crump don't know what the cops got or who they may be looking at or what they may be looking at. That's why I had to say, and you have people come on the internet like this person right here with full confidence and say Nolan Wells didn't drown. When this lady won't go down there and get in that same spot, they found Nolan Wells. She won't do it. She won't prove it. This lady, with all due respect, Lashandra, beautiful sister, will she go out there to Mississippi Horn Island on that tip where they found Nolan Wells' body and get in there and prove? And it doesn't matter if you can swim. Doesn't matter if you can swim. A very good swimmer just died last week saving his girlfriend. Black police officer, 24 years old. Right? Somebody said Dr. Umar interview Auto Dialogue. Shout out to Auto Dialogue. Umar's full of shit. Umar said that that's his stepdaddy. That's his biological father. So that let y'all know right there what Umar was capping. Umar said that y'all out here making videos for clout and clickbait. But he's not. That's what Umar said. But y'all listen to that, right? Umar said that that's his stepdaddy when that's the real daddy. That's the biological father. When is Umar going to open a school? Umar talk about everything except for the school, and y'all go for it every time because it's all about what you like and what you want to hear. People don't want to accept what they don't want to hear. Now, once again, this lady says, oh, well, Nolan didn't drown. She doesn't have any information. Think about this. She doesn't have any fact, any information. But since she said he didn't drown, and she wants to eliminate that part, ask her, will she go out there and get in that water right where Nolan Wells was found? No, she won't do it. She won't do it. She won't do it. They're already telling you that even expert divers have problems. Expert divers have problems in that part of the water. And let me tell you something. I'm going to show y'all something else, specifically what I'm talking about, because it gets deeper than this. It gets deeper than this. Listen to what I said to y'all. And to the person comments, you're not listening. Capricorn girl, you're not listening, baby. See, y'all got to listen. Why don't these people come on the internet and listen, y'all? Why aren't these people listening? Look at this, y'all. They just say, he didn't drown, dude. Dude, you don't even fucking know nothing. You don't know nothing. Did you not listen to what I said? I said, if he drowned, I don't think it was just because he just drowned. Are you not listening to the words that are coming out of my mouth? What in the hell is wrong with people on the internet? I don't think so. I think something is seriously wrong with people. People will say shit definitely with no evidence. Ben Crump is not even saying this. Ben Crump saying we can't speculate. But you have all these weirdos running around here. Dude. They won't even take their ass out there and go get in that water. You go swim. Go swim in that water right there. So let's see what's up. Let's see if you can swim from there at least 20 feet across the coastline. Don't y'all just know that cop just died last week? You said you can only repeat what the parents said. The parents wasn't in that situation. I'm going to say it again. And I'm going to say this again. Listen to what I said to y'all. Exactly the real McCoy. I'm a rebel. But that doesn't mean nothing because you've had swimming pools full of people and people have drowned and died. So what does that mean? You've had swimming pools full of people and people still drowned and died. These are facts. You know how many people die from drownings every single year? So cut the shit, right? Cut the shit. And we haven't even seen, the first autopsy was inconclusive. The second autopsy has not even been released to the public. The public won't even see that at least to October or January because the grand jury doesn't reconvene until October, the second Monday in October in Mississippi. And then they do it again in January, the second Monday of January. So y'all not going to know nothing for a while about what they got or what they don't got, right? But you got people on here that's willing to put I'm talking about everything. And all I'm saying is, man, you can't rule nothing out when you don't have all the evidence. So I'm going to look at everything. Right? Exactly, LaShondra. And salute to you, baby. Much love to you. But check it out, LaShondra. You stick to pools. Imagine being in an ocean with moving water, currents, and the water is dirty like this. Soon as you get your face under that water, it's curtains, ma'am. You can't see shit. Now imagine, think about this, LaShonda. If you jump straight into a 20-foot dirty pool where you can't even see the water. If you jump straight into it with your feet first, going straight down, guess what? You know the way up, right? You know the way up, right? But if you unexpectedly fall down in that water, and it's dirty and it's dark outside or it's not too much light and you can't really see because it's so murky underneath, you can't see it. Now you get frustrated. Now you start trying to figure out how the hell am I going to get out? You start using energy. The current is working against you underneath. All these things people are not bringing into the factors. That's why I'm telling people, you literally have to go down there and put yourself in that situation. If I was Ben Crump, I would send divers right down there with GoPros. I would send professional divers with the scuba equipment so they can breathe underneath with GoPros to see the conditions underneath that water. Right where he was found. That's exactly what I would do. And I hope somebody passed that information to Ben Crump because that can tell you a whole lot. If you put maybe 2 professional divers down there with GoPros, and you put them down there, right, where they can study underneath there, which is going to be hard because of the murky waters. We'll be able to see what was able to be seen and not be seen under that water, which I'm telling y'all right now, anybody that's swimming water like this before, you can't see shit, bro. There's no way. You can't even see 1 foot in front of you in this type of water right here. Think about that. You can't even see 1 foot in that type of water. You can't even see in front of you. Even if it's sunny outside, it's going to be hard to see in that dirty ass water right there. That water is filthy, right? And so you won't know. You'll be fucked up. And once you start panicking underwater, right? I'm telling y'all, to the person who said this stuff right here, right? And you're talking about, man, bro, you don't even know me, man. Get your ass out of here, bro. So let's go back to what I was saying, right? Because everybody need to see this information, right? So it says Nolan Wells was found at that same spot, right? And it says the washing machine effect, as y'all see right there, where it says a washing machine effect right here. It says that search volumers from the United Cajun Navy and local mariners described the stretch of the northwestern tip as a geographical trap. It is referred to locally as the washing machine due to divergent flows, heavy rip currents, and sudden deep channels. See, people got to know stuff about the ocean too. They got to know stuff about the water too. Before you just come on the internet just talking. If you don't know anything about the ocean, you don't know anything about the water, how the fuck can you come on the internet talking about some, oh, he didn't drown, and you don't even have the goddamn autopsy? Think about this shit. You don't know shit about the conditions of those waters. Bro, these waters out here in the ocean can fuck you up. Don't you know how strong water, people don't know how strong water is in the ocean? Take your ass out there. Not even a half a mile outside of the goddamn beachfront and get hit with one of those waves. Get caught in one of those currents. Get caught in one of those currents and see what happened to you. Right? I don't seen the best of them get fucked up. You would have to legitimately know. Right? So even though you can be a good swimmer, bro, you damn near need a professional diver to survive in some of these situations. And I'm going to tell y'all why. And to the people who say you didn't drown, listen, bro, you don't know, I don't know. So you're just running your mouth on the internet, bro. We don't even have an autopsy back. We don't even have an autopsy back. Bro, Lil Jon's son, he took a shroom, hallucinated, walked out of his house barefoot a few miles to a pond and drowned in a small pond. Enough said. That's Lil Jon's son. Lil Jon's son took a shroom, hallucinated, walked out the house with no shoes on, no phone, no nothing, walked damn near 4 or 5 miles to a pond, walked in the pond and drowned. And they found him dead in the pond because he hallucinated. What the hell is wrong with people? You can't take anything off the table. You say, what? Yes. Look it up. Look it up. And motherfuckers be acting like anything can't happen. Bro, in this world, anything can happen, my nigga. Anything can happen. Imagine if you're drinking a lot. Imagine if you were drunk. A lot of people's out there drinking and drunk. Now, what does that do to a great swimmer? You're drunk. It's just like if you try to drive drunk. You're not going to have the same reaction as you do if you're not. This is why I said we have to wait and see the reports before we make all these things that we saying on the internet, because people don't even have the report. And guess what? This is normal policy, and it's not going to go to a grand jury until October or January. The next grand jury in Mississippi is the second Monday in October. The one after that is the second Monday in January of 2027. So if it don't go in October, you got to wait till January. I'm telling y'all this. So that's why I tell y'all I look at everything. But the reason why I have questions about this is because it was so many people. You would have to say to me that he was out there with nobody else, and I don't believe that shit. That's the reason why I believe that if he did drown, that it was an attributing factor to that. I don't think he just went out there, fell down, and just drowned. Because if that's the case, he would have been talking with somebody, and then he would have been going there and say, hey, what happened? You would have had some type of panic. If it was just genuinely an accident and somebody saw it, he was there, he was gone, well, where is it? Boom. Right? Think about what I'm saying. Right? Right? Now, I want to show y'all something else that I asked. And this is very important. That they ain't going to talk to y'all about this shit because it don't meet nobody's narrative. I'm not about a narrative. I'm about the truth. And I'm going to look at all the information, regardless of what's, I'm going to look at every bit of information until we get the actual reports from the police. Because, see, I'm going to tell you something. The worst thing you can do as an investigator is shut off one whole part of a crime. Think about this. Worst thing you can do as an investigator is cut off one, and you don't even have evidence to cut off that part of the crime yet, or that part of a non-crime. Now let's think about this again. Read what I asked right there. Can that confusion on where you are in the water, can that cause confusion on where you are in the water if you fall under? Meaning, if you're walking and you fall off in dirty waters like this, and there is a fall off point, like there is in a lot of these waters, like that, and the water is dirty where you can't see, I asked, can that cause confusion? I knew the answer, but look what it said. Yes, falling down a sudden underwater drop off can cause extreme, immediate spatial disorientation, not knowing which way is up or where the surface is, especially in the waters around Horn Island. When you suddenly lose your footing and submerge in this specific environment, several physical and environmental factors work together to cause intense confusion. 1, zero visual reference, the milk effect. This is what I'm telling y'all. The muddy mix. The water around Horn Island is heavily mixed with river silt and churned up sand. The visual impact. When you fall off the underwater cliff in the deep water, and to the person who said Nolan's a great swimmer, nigga, you don't know Nolan. How the fuck you gonna say he a great swimmer? You don't know him, nigga. You've never heard Nolan talk. Nigga, my mama gonna say I'm a great swimmer, nigga. I might not be a great swimmer to a real great swimmer, nigga. But my mama gonna say that because that's my mama. The fuck wrong with you, nigga? You don't know that? Y'all be acting like y'all came up in the box with this nigga, man. Sit down and shut up. A lot of y'all niggas ain't even never heard that nigga say a word. Oh, Nolan was a great swimmer, man. Yeah. Nigga, you don't know this man. You don't know this man. Sit down and shut up. It's been great swimmers who you think is great, who ain't nothing to a real swimmer. This is the foolishness going on social media. This is the foolishness going on social media. You got a guy that don't even know Nolan Wells that's going to come in here and say, just because somebody else said it, because the mama said, your mama going to say everything good about you. You may be an absolute demon. Your mama going to say you good. The hell is wrong with people, man? You get caught in those tides, I don't give a damn what it is. Somebody may say, hey, man, he got fast reflexes. Let somebody pull out a gun and shoot at you and see if you can dodge a bullet, nigga. Come on, bro. Oh, man, he a fast runner, man. Nigga, it's always somebody faster, nigga. These people think that the ocean is some type of fucking game. And until they ask to go down there and get in there and see what they're going to do. So once again, here we go, you guys. So it was saying, as I told y'all, then you have number 2, you guys, right? Oh, no, it says the visual impact. When you fall off the underwater cliff in the deep water, the sunlight is instantly blocked by the sediment. Didn't I tell y'all this? So you can't even see the sunlight. Imagine being underwater and you don't even know which way you're going. You fucked. Now I'm going to show y'all what else I asked, because I asked some real shit on this. Because I wanted to know, because I knew, but I made a mistake, y'all. And I'm going to tell y'all why I made a mistake. I said, and I always think about shit like this. I said, yo, what would I have done in that situation? You know what I said? And I'm going to tell y'all the truth of what I said. And I'm going to tell y'all why I was wrong about what I said. I said to myself, oh, yeah, if I'm in that situation, I know what I'm going to do. But I was fucked. I wasn't even thinking right. I said, I'm going to take off my shorts and let them shits go and see which way they float. First of all, I'm going to tell you what happens when I looked it up. And then I'm going to tell you why that shit wouldn't have worked. First of all, it wouldn't have worked because I wouldn't even be to see the shorts in the water once they went up. But let's just I want to get to that in just a second. Right. So the visual impact. When you fall off an underwater cliff in the deep water, the sunlight is instantly blocked by the sediment. Instead of seeing the surface or the bottom, you're surrounded by a uniform, murky brown or dark green haze. Without a distinct light source or visible floor, your eyes cannot tell your brain which direction leads back to safety. That's why I told that girl, go jump your ass in that water, in that dirty ass, filthy ass water. Go jump in some water where it's a fall off, and you tell me if once your ass is in the middle of that, can your brain tell you where you need to go? It don't matter how great of a driver you are or swimmer you are. If you don't know what the hell you swimming, once again, I'm putting this in y'all's mind. And see, this is the thing. You got people on the internet that have already closed their mind and they haven't even seen the official autopsy. They've already closed their mind. Think about this. They won't even put themselves in that situation. You cannot take anything off the table until it's been eliminated by the actual facts in the report, which we don't have, which is the reason why Ben Crump telling everybody, I ain't here to speculate. We're not speculating. I can't speculate. But what is everybody on the internet doing, y'all? Speculating. Everybody's telling you, oh, that nigga ain't drunk. They speculating. This is all speculation. Now, I'm speculating when I'm saying how he died, because why? I'm waiting on the real facts. But I'm saying this is a possibility. But I'm telling you why I don't think he just went off and drowned, because there was so many people out there that day, nobody seen nothing. Which makes me think that it may have been a contributing factor. That's why I'm telling y'all, I don't, excuse me, Candy Rain, if you will listen, if you'll know your role and shut your mouth and actually listen to what I'm saying instead of being ignorant, you'll understand what I'm saying. Now, let's get back to this. So as I was saying to you guys, as y'all see right here, without a distinct light source or visible floor, your eyes cannot tell your brain which direction leads you back to safety, right? Look at this, y'all, the inner ear confusion, the trigger, right? Now let's look at this right here. This is number 2 right here. The trigger. The human balance relies on the inner ear. This is stuff people don't even know about themselves. When you are standing, gravity tells you, ladies and gentlemen, that your inner ear, it tells your inner ear where the ground is, right? This is what gravity does, right? So when you're standing, human balance relies on the inner ear. When you're standing, gravity tells your inner ear where the ground is. The confusion. If you take a step and drop 15 feet unexpectedly and begin tumbling in a current, your inner ear experiences a brief period of weightlessness and chaotic movement. If you panic or gasp, inhaling even a small amount of water, the sudden shock completely disrupts your vestibular system. Your vestibular system, it blocks, making up feel like down. That's pure shock and panic. Think about this. When y'all see people who go out of space, guess what? Now your body reacts different. Why? Because there's no gravity. So you can't just walk on the ground now. Your whole body is reacting different now. Right? It's sort of like if you fall in 20 feet of water and you just, or 30, 40 feet of water, you're like, damn, where am I at? I can't, you don't have you lose all your senses. Right? Think about what I'm saying to y'all. And just put your ideology, whatever it is, and open your mind and say, hold on, man, everything is still on the table until it's proven otherwise. And not in the court of public opinion, but in the court of facts. Right? The washing machine current. The northwest tip of Horn Island sits right where the shallow Mississippi Sound crashes into the deep channels. The confusion. When you fall off a ledge, you don't just drop straight down. You enter a swirling, multi-directional current. Once again, you don't fall straight down. You enter a swirling, multi-directional current. The water moves in circular eddies, tumbling your body. This physically spins you around underwater, making it impossible to know if you're swimming toward the shore or out into the deep channel. That's why you have to have an effing brain. I hate that people don't have a brain. It doesn't matter if you're a great fucking swimmer if you don't know where you're swimming. You can be the best goddamn chef on earth. If you ain't got no food, that shit don't mean nothing. I'm saying it again. Peep game now. This is why you wait and let me fucking cook. People not listening, bro. You can be the best swimmer on earth. If you don't know what the hell you swimming, what the fuck? What do that mean? He was a great swimmer. If the nigga was swimming down, what the fuck that mean? This is the reason why I tell people, know your role and shut your mouth when greatness is talking. The hell is wrong with people? This is why I slow cook motherfuckers on the internet. This is why I slow cook. This is why. The hell, a motherfucker gonna tell me something, and they ain't even wait to hear what I'm gonna say in the end. I told y'all, a mind is a terrible thing to waste. You can be a great swimmer. If you underwater swimming in the wrong direction, you fucked. I'm telling y'all, people got one-track minds on the internet, bro. It's sad. It really is, bro. I've never seen no shit like this before. And then when you do the, oh man, you out here, man, nigga, shut the fuck up, man. Nobody hear that shit, bro. And then they'll ignore that I said I lean towards it was foul play. They'll ignore that. Right? But when I saw what happened with Lil Jon's son, my mind always stayed open like, hold on, Lil Jon's son, that nigga just walked out the house, strolled off without his shoes, without his phone, and drowned in a pond because he hallucinated, because he took shrooms and died. He drowned in a pond. If they would have never found out in this toxicology, everybody would have sworn somebody killed that boy. Because they would have said, how he get out of his house with no shoes on, without the phone, all this other stuff. But now that you have the toxicology, along with the autopsy and all these other factual information to put along with the rest of the story, now all the pieces fit. To the person who says I pull my AI, I don't pull my AI, sir. This is not AI. This is actual facts right here, sir. This is not AI, I'm telling you, sir. These are actual facts, sir. See, this is what happens when you got clowns on the internet. These are actual facts, bro. See, I'm showing you this stuff. I'm showing you this dude's a clown in the internet, bro. He's a clown. The real McCoy, you a clown. You a real clown. You're a real clown, bro. Because you don't know how strong those waters are in the ocean. You jump your ass in there, bro, and you asking to DIE, sucker. I'm telling you this. You don't understand, brother. You just talking. You just talking, nigga. I be on the water every fucking day. You talking. These niggas don't know about down currents, up currents, none of this shit. They just come on the internet running their mouth. Right? Think about what I said. They don't think the ocean's a dangerous place. Nah. They don't think that. They don't think the ocean's a dangerous place, y'all. I don't know what the hell wrong with these people. The ocean is one of the most dangerous places in the world. Especially when you're in waters like this. Look how nasty these waters are. Look how nasty those waters are. You get caught in that murky shit, bro, I'm telling y'all this. 20 feet in, you fucked. 3 the hard way, nigga. You could be the best swimmer you can be. If you don't know the direction you're going in, or if your mind gets confused, you fucked. What if somebody pushed you into that and didn't even know that was behind you and you fell into it? This is why I tell everybody these things, bro. Nothing is off the table with me. People are putting shit off the table and hasn't even been proven by the police to take it off the table. No, I ain't letting nobody off the hook until I see all the facts. Y'all keying in on, I'm keying in on this, I'm keying in, man, y'all need to key in on something else. I'm telling y'all this right now. I'm telling y'all this right now, right? To the brother who said it comes from Facebook, no, brother, you're not listening. The article is pinned in there because people will pin articles like this and they will put it in their Facebook groups. These actual articles that talk about these different things, man. What the hell is wrong with you, dog? Do you see all this stuff I'm showing you, dog? Do you see all this stuff I'm telling you, dog? And I'm showing you, bro? This is coming from the actual websites, fool. That's where it's coming from. What the hell is wrong with you? Cold shock response. This is not something that's just lies made up. I can't stand people that don't know how to think, y'all. They're the worst people in the world that don't know how to think. The worst people in the world that do not know how to think. No brains whatsoever to think. Right? So what about the cold shock response, y'all? The temperature drop. Shallow water near the sandbar is heavily warmed by the summer sun. The deep water just a foot away is significantly colder. That's true. If you go out there, you know. The physical shock. Tumbling into an unexpectedly cold water triggers an involuntary gasp reflex. If your head is underwater, you will swallow water, which induces instant panic. Panic floods the brain with adrenaline, stripping away your ability to think logically or orient yourself. Now imagine being disoriented underwater. People don't know this stuff is real, right? Right? Now, this is what I ask. If you fall into that water, how could you quickly navigate your way up? Should you take off your shorts and see which way they float? Why did I say that, y'all? Because that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, shit. If I ever got in that situation, I just take my shorts off, let them shits float. And wherever they float, I'll follow that shit. Nope. Wrong ticket. Look at the answer, y'all. No. You should absolutely not try to take off your shorts to see which way they float. Attempting to remove clothing while actively drowning or disoriented underwater is highly dangerous and will likely lead to a rapid exhaustion or drowning. Why the clothes trick fails underwater. Wasted oxygen and time. Removing shorts requires using both hands, bending your body, and fighting fabric that clings to wet skin. This burns your remaining lung capacity in seconds. Flawed physics in a swirling current like the one in Horn Island. Light clothing will simply tumble in moving water. It will not flow straight up to indicate the surface, leaving you even more confused. What's the way? So what's the way? What's the step to safety in this situation, y'all? And this is the reason why it's important to say this stuff so people will listen and learn. Number 4-step method. Now listen to this, y'all. If you suddenly drop off an underwater ledge into a deep, murky water, your survival depends on your body's natural physics rather than trying to look around. Follow these immediate steps. Number 1, do not swim immediately. Imagine if he's a great swimmer and he's trying to swim immediately. Fucked. See, this is the part, y'all. This is the part they don't tell y'all. And this is why I stir fry niggas. He's a great swimmer. You donezo. You donezo. You immediately try to start swimming out. Donezo. 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 Do not swim immediately. The 5-second pause. Stop thrashing. Fighting the water immediately forces your lungs to burn oxygen faster and makes it harder to feel gravity. Number 2, let your natural, right, biasy work, right? Human lungs act like internal life jackets. If you hold your breath, relax your arms and legs for just 2 to 3 seconds, your chest will naturally tilt upwards and start pulling your body towards the surface on its own. Number 3, exhale a small stream of bubbles. blow a tiny amount of air out of your nose or mouth. Watch or feel which way the bubbles go. Gravity forces air bubble to go straight to the surface 100% of the time. Follow the path of the bubbles. The reach and kick drive. Once you know which way is up from the bubbles or your natural buoyancy, reach your hands straight above your head. Bring your arms down to your sides in a powerful pulling motion while performing a scissor kick or bicycle kick to drive yourself upward. What do you do when you break the surface? Surviving the drop-off does not end when your head hits the air, especially in a heavy current. Once you surface, immediately transition to survival positioning. Flip to float. Roll on your back, arch your spine, and keep your chest pushed high out of water. Don't fight the current. If a current is pulling you away from the sandbar, do not swim straight back against it. Swim parallel to the shoreline until you're out of the deep drop-off zone. Then head back to the shallow sand. So it doesn't fucking matter if you're a great goddamn swimmer if you don't know what to do in that situation. This is why the great swimming thing is debunked. And I'm going to tell y'all, I had somebody who's a professional diver tell me that. And that's the reason why I did this video. And he straight up told me, he was like, hey, Ticket, I'm telling you, man, I don't want to say this out loud because I don't want the parents to feel stupid or nothing like that. But what they said sounded stupid. You're talking about somebody being in the ocean and you're saying, oh, they're a great swimmer. That shit don't mean nothing if you don't know where you're at in the ocean. If you've lost your senses to where you're at, if you're underwater, you don't know where you're at. And you're dealing with changing tides, currents, and everything, you don't know where the hell you at. It don't matter if you're a great swimmer or not. Because if you're swimming in the wrong direction, you're done. When he told me that, I immediately went and looked this up for myself. And I said, well, I'll be damned. And then he pointed out the conditions of those waters. He said, man, those are some dirty ass water. Ain't nobody seen under that water. He said, you can't even see 1 foot in front of you under that water. So imagine if you in this water 25 feet deep. It doesn't matter how great of a swimmer you are. This is the reason why I tell y'all, people come on the internet and say stupid shit because they ain't smart. They damn fools. Right? I want y'all to think about this. You could be the best sex having male in America. Doesn't matter if you ain't got no girl around. If you ain't got no woman, don't matter. You could be the best video game playing person in the world. If you ain't got no controller, what the fuck that mean? Right? I'm stripping you. People, what I'm saying now. So you can be the best swimmer in the world. If you don't know where you're swimming or you're lost or you're in a certain situation where you're panicking, it doesn't matter that you're a great swimmer. You have to know where you're going. Right? So that's why I'm telling y'all, like, you can believe what you want to believe. Everybody's going to believe what they want to believe. But I'm talking to people who actually have common sense, who will leave their minds open to all situations. Because as I told y'all, I'm not taking nothing off the table. And I've already told y'all this. Do I think it's some type of attributing factor of foul play? Yes. Do I know what it is? No. And I'm not going to come on the internet and act like I know what it is. I'm not. Without no evidence, Ben Crump won't even do that. Ben Crump said, man, look, man, I ain't even speculate. The only thing Ben Crump will say is, hey, man, look, we want a thorough, full investigation like y'all would give if the tables was reversed. I totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. But notice, he ain't came out and accused none of these people of nothing. It's all these people on the internet. It's all these motherfuckers on the internet just talking shit. I want you to think about this. How stupid can you be to come out here and say something and you don't know the time of death? They haven't even given y'all the time of death. I told y'all this every single day. They haven't given y'all the time of death. Umar Johnson coming on the internet talking about time of death. Motherfucker, how you know? You haven't even seen the official time of death that they're giving or the range of the time of death. So you don't know that, right? You haven't seen the official autopsy to compare it to the autopsy that Ben Crump and them got. You haven't seen the toxicology. You don't know any of the witnesses or any videos that the cops may have or seen. People just on the internet fucking talking, man. That shit is crazy to me, bro. That's why I told y'all, ain't nobody off the table. None of them people. The people that they're letting off the table, I ain't letting none of these mofos off the table until I see the evidence from the cops. I want to see what evidence they got. Everybody. And when you try to key in somebody and then use an audio that's not admissible in court at all, that girl couldn't use that audio in court to defend herself. Different footprint, not authenticated, 20 seconds longer than the original. Game over. And people walking around here acting like that shit's the real deal Holyfield. Is something wrong with people? Why y'all think Ben Crump won't even acknowledge that shit? Think about this. You have to really use your brains to think. If that was the blicky, Ben Crump would have been out here. Oh man, he would have championed this girl. He won't even touch her with a 10-foot pole. You know what time it is. Think about this now, y'all. Right? Think about this, y'all. So when you have a close, you have taken out any of these other possibilities. See, where dudes like Tatum made a mistake is he came out immediately talking about, oh man, they could have drowned. He immediately poisoned the water, and then he kind of switched up. Instead of him saying, you know what, man, we don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. He didn't say that. He came out here hard line, taking one side, trusting the boys after he don't met him and talked to him 2 times. I don't trust nobody. I need to see all the evidence. See, a wise man want to see everything first. A wise man do not make rash decisions. And you don't have to trust the state of Mississippi. I trust Ben Crump. And the fact that Ben Crump have his independent investigators on it, they have the FBI and these people on it, they ain't going to be able to half step. They know that. The pressure is on. Especially with the public going as crazy as they going, the pressure is on. They can't come back with no bullshit, half-ass investigation. But for some reason, people don't have enough common sense to see this. Why? I have no idea. I'm flabbergasted. Right? And to all the people who saying this stuff, all they're going to do is just wait. They're going to wait till they're going to wait till that grand jury comes out. When that grand jury comes out with the information of this case and they tell y'all how Nolan Wells died, what happened, if they're investigating or who they're investigating or who they may have arrested already that the world don't know about, because people are not down there in Mississippi, Ocean Springs. They just talking from the internet. So they don't know what the cops is out there doing in the streets. We don't know. We don't know if they're doing something or they're not doing something. That's why we literally have to wait. Because what if they already made arrests? Think about this. And people are just out here talking crazy and they've already made arrests. They got evidence, all this confessions, everything like that, whatever. Or if they found out, hey man, it was an accident and they have proof, blah, blah, blah. What if they have this information? We don't know. And people just out here just talking anything, man. Right? People what I just said to y'all. And you say, well, I don't think she had anything to do with it. You don't know this person. The girl, your name is Katie Matthews, and you're saying you don't think Katie. Imagine this. The irony in that. The irony in that. Y'all see this in the comment section? I'm looking at everybody suspicious until they have been officially ruled out by the investigation. This same play, they ran this shit on the other dude, man. This shit is crazy, bro. It's so many black people that's in prison right now because people have what? Profiled them off the jump. So they've done 60, 70 years in prison where they shouldn't even been doing that time. Then you find out later on by DNA that, oh, no, they didn't commit the crime. Then when you old in a fucking wheelchair getting out, them motherfuckers give you a Happy Meal, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and $100,000 and tell you, hey, man, we apologize. Nah, fuck all that. You caused this man to go through holy hell, lose his whole life, miss everything. He done lost his whole life fucking with the system because they prejudged. This is why I never judge a book by its cover. I always want to read the story. I always want to read the story. Right? Right. Very important, man. Very important, man. Because you would never want somebody to do that to you. Tables reversed, you would not want somebody to do that to you. You'll want somebody, hey, man, find these facts first for y'all come over here talking that shit. The internet is a dangerous place. Lies, rumors, people who don't have common sense, thinking erratically, emotionally charged. Do I think that it should be a thorough investigation? You damn right I do. Do I think that there's issues in Mississippi? You damn right I do think there's a lot of issues in Mississippi. But am I going to come out here without no evidence and say, no, what I'm going to do is to keep my mind open and look at every single possibility? I'm telling y'all this. And I've always told y'all, I'm waiting for that autopsy, the official one, along with the toxicology, the time of death. I'm waiting on this shit to come out. Because when that come out, it's going to be the sonic boom heard around the world. I'm telling y'all this. What if the cops got a whole different set of people they looked at? And they've already arrested these people. And the people everybody accusing are already been cleared. By then, the damage been done. The internet damage don't been done. You might have been going at the wrong set of people. Think about this, right? You don't trust your intuition. But when you don't have no evidence. You don't. Because guess what? It could be a nigga with tattoos all over him and all over his face. He coming to help you. You think he robbed you. You shoot him and kill him. Now you doing life in prison because, oh, my intuition I thought he was the nigga was coming to help you. But because you had that in your mind, you was programmed to think that way. Think about this now. Now, as soon as Ben Crump and them come back and they got some evidence that it's racism, oh, it's time to ride. Nigga, this ain't even no question. It's time to ride. It's time, because y'all already know how Ben Crump gonna do it. You know how he gonna pop it. Ben Crump gonna pop his shit. If he got any proof of racism, he gonna pop his shit. I'm gonna pop it right with him. But I'm not gonna jump out here when he got the investigative team out here doing their job. They ain't got nothing back yet. I'm not finna look like a goddamn fool. Then he come back and say, nah, y'all, it ain't that. What if Ben Crump come back and say, it ain't that? All these motherfuckers gonna turn on him. I'm telling y'all this shit. I'm telling y'all. If Ben Crump don't tell these people what they want to hear, they gonna turn on him and say, you took a bag, nigga, you sold. I'm telling y'all this. I'm telling y'all what's going on. Trust what I tell you. I gotta go to the gym, y'all. Like, share, subscribe, man. Appreciate everybody support the stream, man. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we'll find and get justice for Nolan Wells. Find out exactly what did happen to him. And I'm not taking nothing off the table and nobody off the table. Ain't none of them people. You got people in the comment section. Well, I think Katie, you don't know fucking Kate. Let me stop this shit, bro. Before I say something, man. Damn motherfucker on the internet acting like they got a personal life relationships with these people. Oh, I believe what Katie's. How the fuck you believe? Okay, all right, man. All right, dog. Like, share, subscribe, man.
Hey, we always appreciate the support, and if you guys want to do so, you can use the Cash App or PayPal links. They'll be in the description box below this video or pinned at the top of the comments. The top donators will be announced every month. All right, you guys, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like, share, and subscribe. Make sure y'all cop the merch, and make sure that you get the weight loss formula. The links to that will be in the description box below this video. Check out our next video coming up right now.